Hello Physical Fiends, it's Jordan here. I would say with another worth of purchase, but that would imply I'm not coming from any sort of bias. But today, no, it is full unbiased because I am trying to sell you something I'm proud of, something I've worked on, something I've helped get a physical release. Alisa. As you may know, I help out premium edition games, just a little bit, not as much as I would have liked due to time constraints, but of the things that I have done, the one goal I had when joining them was to make Alisa get a physical release on Nintendo Switch. And if you check the links down below, you'll see I accomplished my mission. Alisa is getting a physical release on Nintendo Switch. I'll talk about the physical details soon, but first, what is the game about and why did I want it to get a physical release? Well, right now I am in my mid-30s. As someone who is tired with not just modern AAA games, I'm also quite jaded about modern indie games. I am longing for the classics. The PS1 and PS2 are my favorite consoles ever, and if I can get an indie game that have that essence, I am all over it. And I don't mean just straight copying, they need to have their own identity. And also, I don't mean just in the visual style, they still need to have the sensibilities of what I prefer in game design. And Alisa, pretty much a bullseye. It's a survival horror game that shares a lot of what made the original Resident Evil and Alone in the Dark so well loved, even to this day. But it's definitely got its own ideas and feelings in the mix. It's a fixed camera game, which means tank controls, although they did add in modern controls if you're insistent and also if you're a monster yourself. The game is generous with auto aim and that can be switched off, but I don't recommend doing that just for your sanity's sake. Anyways, you are Alisa and you are on a mission to get some secret plans back. You end up in a creepy village where monsters drag you away, and you wake up in an even more creepy mansion full of clockwork dolls and toys that want to murder you. Is it scary? Not especially, but it works well for the atmosphere. In fact, the scariest thing about the game is the authentic bad voice acting.
Oh, hello there. What brings you guys to these parts?
Sorry for bothering you, sir. We are looking for a man. He might have passed these parts. Have you seen a person like this?
Ah, yes. Very kind fella.
And I'm just going to put this out there. If the developer, Casper Crows, if you're making another game, I will gladly add my grating voice to it, hit me up. The game might not be terrifying, but you're always on edge, and it is a difficult game. It's not afraid to dismiss modern hand-holding. Saves are unlimited, but you have to pay for them with cogs, which also buy weapons, health packs, and costumes, each of which has their own stats and modifiers like adding defense or making you a bit more stealthy towards monsters, or you can walk around in your undergarments. Thankfully, this is the early 20th century. Our Alisa is a bit more modest than compared to today's ladies. But this buying stuff reminds me of Dino Crisis 2, which is an underappreciated action game. I'm glad they've taken that and put it into a slower paced survival horror game. I think it works. The puzzles are great. I kind of wish there was more of them, but the flow of the mansion is also very good. Like, the areas are big enough to feel non-linear, and yet it guides you really well for progression. There's enough exploration, but you don't feel like you're looking for a needle in a haystack. It feels designed really well. You won't get massively stuck on a puzzle, and you'll feel like a clever bugger when you click with them in a decent amount of time. Finding that perfect balance is not easy, but I think they've accomplished it here. I really like this game a lot. It's not perfect, of course it isn't, no game is, but there is a reason I pushed for this to get a physical release, because I want more games like this. Speaking of which, in terms of the physical release, as I said, it's getting a North American physical. There are a couple of editions. There is a premium edition, which includes a full color manual, two-sided inlay, challenge card, and a slip cover. And if you live in the USA, you can pre-order this from premiumeditiongames.com with the links in the description. If you pre-order from there, you also get a unique bonus dog tag for this game. Every game on their website has a unique dog tag if you pre-order it. If you live outside of the USA, then Video Games Plus will have you covered. You don't get the dog tag, but everything else will be the same. And VGP have affordable international shipping, especially if you have an order over $8 Canadian bucks, which is less than 60 American dollars. They give you free worldwide shipping. Very nice company. Now, I work with Premium Edition games on a voluntary basis, just to give me some experience in the industry, so I'm not getting paid for this or any work that I've done. It's purely for my own educational experience and personal challenge and ambition. But if you do click the links below and pre-order Alisa, that does help me, from both Premium Edition Games' website and Video Games Plus, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, it's not just the Premium Edition, but there is also a Retro Edition, which includes the same things, but now has a nice special box, a soundtrack CD, as well as a bonus item that will be disclosed later. And I really like the music, by the way. It is properly creepy. Check the links down below for both versions. It is an open pre-order, and you can pre-order it right now. Like, pre-orders opened yesterday. Go check it out. As I said, I am really very, very happy and proud I could help this come to fruition. There's no point in asking if I would buy it myself, because there is a reason why this was my #1 target when I joined Premium Edition Games. I think it's a great homage to classic survival horror games. It's tough, it has its quirks, and I wouldn't want it any other way. It's oozing with atmosphere, variety, and a good pacing with room for replayability thanks to New Games Plus. If you are looking for a game that feels like it was made in the era of the original Resident Evil or Alone in the Dark, then you've got it right here. I hope you all enjoy it, and I hope you all can support Alisa and have a fantastic day. Take care.